Yeah, that's nice. Got your booze and your COVID masks to stay safe, kids. Party well. Good morning, guys. I am going to head on out without saying much more today because it is already getting hot and we have quite a long ways to hike for today's post 4th of July beach clean, which I'll have a lot to say about. But as I said, it's already, it's only 8 o'clock, but it's almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit and it's humid. So that means it feels really hot and we have quite a long ways to hike. So that means as we're hiking back, it's going to be even hotter. So I just want to get out there and start cleaning now. And we'll talk about, some of the stuff we find, obviously, as well as what it has to do with the 4th of July and the trash patterns that we see at different times of the year. So thanks for joining us today. And let's go find some trash and see what 4th of July, post 4th of July rubbish we can find out there on the beach. So I usually don't film with the selfie stick out here because one, I look like a even bigger weirdo, but two, and more importantly, it's usually too windy while I'm actually walking around cleaning. But the water is absolutely calm still today, so you can probably finally hear my voice, which you usually can't when I'm out here. As you can see, very still water. So I figure I'd fill you in on what exactly we're doing out here today when I said post 4th of July beach clean, because obviously 4th of July is a great time for celebration regarding producing trash, right? In the form of fireworks, or firework remnants rather, and all sorts of, just party stuff left behind. People going to the beach, getting a little too drunk, leaving their cans and, food containers and all that sort of stuff. So this stretch of beach in particular that I'm walking down now, I actually, from my house, because I live a couple miles from the water, I could see fireworks going off. So my suspicion is that I will find firework remnants somewhere along here if I look far and hard enough. But even if I don't, that's something to keep in mind, that type of waste might just have started where you weren't looking, and a week later, 2 weeks later, sometimes I still see fireworks stuff that might have been taken out by the tides and then washed up again elsewhere. So it's interesting how a lot of trash you end up sort of seeing later on, based on the time of year. And that's certainly true of 4th of July and fireworks. We'll definitely be finding a lot more of those coming up in future beach clean videos over the next month or so, which is a good thing in the sense that we'll be cleaning it up. But it's kind of crazy to think that, just because you stop seeing that stuff doesn't mean that it disappears, right? So let's continue to walk along here. It looks like there's some pretty decent spots coming up ahead with some trash. I don't know if it's 4th of July type stuff or just other types of trash, but we'll start picking it up and then sort back through it all at some point once we have our bags full here. So let's keep diving in. Whew, yikes. Remember when I said it was going to get hot? It is steamy out here. Probably getting closer to 90 degrees. And again, with the humidity, whew, it really just zaps the moisture and energy right out of you. But it's been good. Unfortunately, good means that I've been finding a lot of trash. And I was lucky enough to find a shady spot. So I think here now it's still pretty early. There's not a lot of sound. We could actually sort through it, which is always nice, better than taking trash to my car. Because I don't like trash in my car, believe it or not. But yeah, much as I said in terms of what I expect on a post 4th of July beach clean, yeah, there was not much in the way of fireworks. I'm sure those will begin appearing over the next couple of weeks as, again, that stuff moves around. But lots of party stuff, so beer cans, beer bottles, solo cups, that type of, more traditional stuff that you associate with people going out and partying and, again, maybe getting a little too drunk and not picking it up. And, unfortunately, my bag is already full here. This is probably pushing 20 pounds. I'll have no problem getting 20 pounds by the time I leave, but that can be discouraging in some ways, right? Because out of that 20 pounds, there's probably hundreds of pounds more here that needs to be picked up. And this gets into something that I talk about a lot with especially new beach cleaners called cleaner's anxiety, which more and more that I talk to people is a very real thing where you finally get interested and engage with beach cleaning, and then all of a sudden you're out there, you're doing good work, and you realize, oh geez, this isn't even scratching the surface, right? And it can be really discouraging and just really sort of downing for many new cleaners especially. And what I say to that is what I always say, which is that every bit really does make a difference. Obviously, you can't sort of cop out philosophically and say, well, I've gone out and done a beach clean and that solved the problem. But I do think there's a lot to be said for the fact that every piece that you pick up is potentially, say a straw, for example, protecting a sea turtle, or a piece of wire is something that won't get tangled around a seagull's legs and keep it from not being able to fly, which I've seen. I've seen exactly those things in my beach clean expeditions. And that makes sense, right? If you can help somebody, and we consider animals in our ecosystem as part of ourselves, which we are intertwined, whether we like to think of that way or not, those bits that you pick up do make a difference. So I always say that there's a nexus of obviously individual as well as societal change. And obviously we need these big change solutions at the highest levels of society and government and industry in terms of packaging and consumption and all that sort of stuff. But I've talked about that in other videos. But what you're doing is helping. So I think, again, you can keep your eye on these larger goals and prizes while still acknowledging that you're doing good work. And I think that's the honest way to do it, and that's the most productive way to do it. And again, a lot of what I try to do with these videos is just sort of destigmatize beach cleaning. You can just go out anywhere. Last video I made was a roadside clean, and a lot of that stuff washes down to the beach. In fact, I would argue that maybe most of ocean plastic pollution, or certainly a large percentage of it, starts from inland waste and washes off, down to the sea. So wherever you can pick up, that makes a big difference. And again, just throwing that stuff in a landfill, that's not ideal either, but it is perhaps a little bit better. And then you have to ask about those larger scale solutions, obviously, right? So anyways, along those lines, I just wanted to show you a few of my favorite goodies for today. Obviously, sunscreen I found. I have my own sunscreen, luckily. That's something for summer beach clean time. If you're watching this in summer, yeah, bring sunscreen. Last thing you want to do is get fried out here. Maybe not the last thing, but it's certainly not fun to get fried. So I find these all the time in the summer. True sign that people are just leaving them at the beach. Straws, which may wash down, or obviously people just leave them. A lot of Dunkin' Donuts type cups and that sort of thing. Of course, we have our solo cups, like I said, party cups. This is pretty clear, obvious that people were partying at the beach and not cleaning up after themselves. Same thing with our select beverages for today. We have what is this? Hard seltzer, raspberry hard seltzer. We have a couple beers. A lot of the classics, really. I wanted to show you, though, a couple of other interesting finds, such as this string, which, again, a lot of ropes, they sort of look like fabric, but as they start to degrade, and you can sort of really see it here, they start to fray, you realize that like these are all just plastic wire pieces, and these are not great at all. They get tangled in seaweed and other biomass that should be left free to be biomass. So this type of stringy stuff is always good to pick up too. And again, at least it's sequestered away from these marine environments if you throw that out. Again, things that wash down, probably shotgun shells. I'm always finding these. These are hardly seasonal. Although I'm sure there's a shotgun shooting season, but you know, whatever. Just a couple other quick things. These, because I thought we were done with these in the 1980s or 90s or whatever, when they had all those bans. These can things, terrible for especially birds. They can get stuck in them. Obviously, hey, if you don't have thumbs, how are you going to get these off your feet, right? Try getting this off your foot without a thumb. Good luck. And oh, I like this. Spiders. Die spiders. Sorry, spider fans. I'm not one of you. A sheath for a knife. Kind of weird, but it's made of plastic, so it's going in the trash. So many things that you might not normally expect to be made of plastics. It's so ubiquitous now that almost everything is. And then just to show you my last find that I liked of the day was this baseball bat, wiffle ball bat. Let's knock out trash, beach trash. All right, I'm gonna stop trying to make puns because that means clearly that I'm getting delirious from this heat. But again, I just wanted to reiterate. Oh, there was one other piece. Where is it? Firework piece. So I did find a firework, and like I said, there's going to be many more pieces I find over the next couple of weeks. It's 4th of July was a couple days ago, so the remnants are starting to appear. Because again, some people may have been doing fireworks in the streets, and you'll see in my upcoming videos, we're going to find them as they wash down into the water. So just because you don't find them today at the beach doesn't mean that they're not going to wind up here. But again, what I really wanted to just reiterate is this idea that, you know, this is about 20 pounds here. I mean, think about how much that is. If, you know, you have a friend or family or yourself and you're trying to get fit or something and you lose 20 pounds, you would celebrate that as a big personal accomplishment if that's a goal that you set out to accomplish, right? So this is what I just found in, you know, a couple hours cleaning, 20 pounds right there. And think how long, in the example of getting in shape, how many weeks that might take, or months, right? Or for some people, years. This I got in just, you know, again, a couple hours, and that's big. That does make a difference to a lot of these individual creatures. So obviously we have to have our eye on the larger prizes in terms of these policy changes, like I say, but there's a lot of little things that you can do to help along the way and raise awareness. You know, the more people that are brought in, the more our collective awareness rises regarding these issues. I mean, how many societal issues can you think about where it has to hit a sort of critical mass of awareness before things actually change and get done? We saw this with the straw ban and plastic bag bans around the country recently, where if enough people really want that to change, they can make it happen. So I think plastics at large are no different. And, you know, again, we have to assess this all for ourselves as well as a society, you know, just again, assuming that, well, if people stop leaving their stuff on the beach, that will solve the problem. And it's good that I'm out here doing it. Well, no, because again, a lot of it is washing down. There's larger systemic societal problems that need to be addressed in terms of how we produce and consume and dispose of plastics. So that's all stuff that we'll continue to talk about and cover. But as I also mentioned earlier, my brain is getting fried out here. Which is funny because I'm no stranger to the heat, but I've been doing a lot of walking today, and that water looks mighty fine. Not really supposed to swim here, but I'm not supposed to do a lot of things when I beach clean in terms of places I go and things that I do in areas I trespass, perhaps, allegedly. So I'm gonna probably set up a photo for a thumbnail, because as much as I hate doing that, that's apparently important for videos. So maybe I'll do that by the water and then take a dive. So thanks for joining us, you know, on this beautiful day. Again, anything that you do is a positive change on the road to greater change. So you know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You know, please like, subscribe, share this with other people who you think might be interested. And I think more than ever, the more people I talk to who are becoming interested in beach cleaning, it's something that you can really contribute to and help with, that in this age where it feels like so many of us are helpless, it's a great thing to be doing, to really, be trying to take control of your life and, our world. So yeah, definitely share this. Please share this with anybody who you think might be interested, and let me know what you think, like I said, and subscribe below for future videos. And other than that, thanks for joining us. Looking forward to the rest of the summer cleaning. Lots more videos to come, unfortunately, because there's not much more trash. Believe it or not, I do look forward to a day where, I don't know, I go out just looking for shells with you guys or something. That's my end goal, I suppose. No more trash, just, pretty shells or nature viewing or something like that. But until then, stay safe, have fun, and as always, see you on the beach.